Hey guys, I'm Spray and Pray, and this is my Q&A video. It's the third video in the series of videos that I've been doing when I got 250 subscribers, and I want to say once again thank you guys for so much for all your, loyalty and being subscribed to me and watching my videos and all that stuff. It makes me feel awesome. Anyway, the questions are in, and I'm happy to say I'll be able to answer all the ones that I've gotten. That's one of the benefits of being a small YouTuber. Okay, before we start with the first question, I just wanted to say very quickly that these are not exactly your questions word for word. I went ahead and, changed them a little bit just so that they would actually fit on my little thing up in the top that you'll see here in a second with the first one, as well as I sort of edited them for content, and we'll get into that more later with some of the ones that are more ways down the list. But our first question here starts out with Emma the Pony, and she asked me if you could be president of any company, which one would you choose? And I thought about this for a long time, guys, because first, obviously, I wanted to be the president of something like Activision or another gaming company, because I was like, oh, well, then I'll just be able to fix all those games and, make them better. Everybody hates, noob tubes and I'll nerf them or whatever. But then I thought about it and I thought, whoa, wait a minute, I have absolutely no idea how I could make those games better. I probably end up doing a worse job and making them terrible. So I really thought about it some more, and I was like, so what would be the best president ever? What would be the best job ever? I think what I came up with is, if I had to choose, I'd be president of Verizon or some internet service provider, so that I could have the best internet connection ever. I could set up my computer inside the servers or whatever, and I'd have zero latency. It'd be pretty awesome. I think that's probably what I would choose. Our second question comes from Ash Pressis, and he asked me, which faction do you like the best in Mount and Blade? And this was a tough question too, because first of all, the question that I thought of first was, which ones do I hate the most? And that's easy because I don't like the Sarranids and the Khajiits, but the one I like the most, I had no idea. Now, I really think that the one faction that I do like the most is probably the Swadians. And you might think, oh, well, why do you like the Swadians so much? You let them die in your Let's Play. Well, I just like the way that their armor looks, and I really like the red color as well. Their armor is all red and stuff, and that's a close, my favorite color is yellow, and red is my second favorite color, so obviously that's nice. I also like the way that their tree is, because they combine a strong cavalry with a strong ranged unit as their crossbowmen, and their knights obviously as the cavalry. Our third question comes from Duganator, and he asked me, what languages do you speak? Now, this is kind of a weird question for me, just because I obviously speak English, and that's my main language. I don't really speak any other languages, but the reason why it's weird is because at my high school, I took 3 whole years of Spanish, and to say that I learned nothing from that class really feels hard for me to say. It's hard. It hurts me that I didn't take advantage of the fact that I was exposed to that language and I took nothing away from it, but I really did, guys. I scraped by 3 years with a C average in that class, and I just barely passed those classes as well. I did horrible on the tests, and I learned absolutely nothing. So it's kind of embarrassing for me to go ahead and say that I really only know one language, even though I'm supposed to have 3 years of Spanish under my belt. I think the only thing I remember is just a few phrases, and nothing that would ever really help me in the real world. Our fourth question comes from WolfXLol or Bella23, depending on whose account he's using or whatever. And he asked me, if your friends did YouTube, what games would you play with them? And this question was pretty good, and I knew the answer right away. I would probably play Minecraft with my friends, because I already sort of have that planned out. I'm just having to try to convince my friend to do it with me, because, he's a little bit shy, and I'm really trying to get him to do a dual commentary with me. He wants me to go and play through some of his maps, but he won't talk to me. I guess he's a little scared or shy, but I just need a little bit more time to convince him, and I'm pretty certain that I will be able to, so you guys should look forward to seeing that soon. Our fifth question also comes from WolfXLol, and he asked me with his second question, will you ever do a face cam? And that's an easy question, because I sort of answered it in my last episode. Actually, I did answer it in my channel update episode, and the answer was yes, I will do a face cam, WolfXLol, and I really hope that I'm able to implement that soon. However, it's kind of tied to when I get my computer, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's sort of, I'm getting this new computer moved, and the location of the computer right now is not in a good spot for me to do face cam right now, but in the future, when I have moved it, it'll be fine, and then I'll do face cam for you guys in most of my episodes. It'll probably be reserved for the longer ones, like Warband and Victoria, but for something short like a World for the Overworld update or something that's informational like that, I might forego adding the face cam because I feel that might take away from the important information that I'm giving you. Our sixth question comes from Abracadabra647, and this is one of those questions that I was telling you guys that I did have to edit. I sort of, made it a little bit more PG, and he basically asked me, which lord do you hate the most in Warband? And this question I'm totally unprepared for, so I was thinking just in my head right now, and I'd have to go ahead and say I probably hate Thane Hadria and Retrobarth, because they joined up with me, and I gave them fiefs, and I tried to make them happy, but they just keep losing in their battles, and it's really, they get pissed off at me, and well, it's your own damn fault for getting stuck in fights that you're gonna lose. So yeah, I think those are really the two lords that I would hate the most, just because they seem to be such a pain in my butt, and especially when I go and help them in their little battles or whatever that they can't win, I go and ride into their rescue, and then they're mad at me. They're like, oh, you stole my, my thunder or whatever, which is not true because they would have just lost the battle anyway. Our seventh and final question comes from Shadow, a whole lot of numbers, and he asked, where do you live and how old are you? And for this question, I'm not going to get too specific, obviously, for my own privacy and safety, but I will tell you guys that I live a little bit south of DC, which is the capital of the United States of America, if you're not from here or don't know. And that's basically in the middle of the country, and I'll put up a little map for you guys so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. And for how old I am, I'm 18 years old. I just turned, and June 16th was my birthday, so happy birthday to me, yay! Okay guys, so that's it. I hope I did a satisfactory job answering your questions. If there's anything that I missed or didn't answer correctly, please ask again in the comments and I'll go ahead and answer you there right away so I don't mess it up again in a video. And I really want to thank you guys once again, and I know it's like the millionth time I've probably said thank you to you guys, but I just want to keep saying it because I really mean it. Thank you so much for getting me up to 250 subscribers. I hope I get to make more content for you guys that you like, and I'm just going to keep on going on if it seems like you guys like it. And you can always tell me what you want to see more of, and if you want me to do more of these Q&As. The next one I'm planning to do the Q&A for is 500 subscribers, so we should probably get there maybe a little bit faster, I'd hope, than we got to 250, but that's just wishful thinking. And if we want to do a Q&A between now and then, certainly that can happen. If you guys ask me to do that, I would totally be happy doing a Q&A in between now and then, but that's the next one that I'll have planned out. And you can go ahead and start asking me questions on this video already if you want, because I'm going to need to collect questions, and it took a while for me to collect even these amount of questions, so I can't imagine how many questions I'm going to need to get for the next one. So thanks again. I really hope you had a good time, and you can go ahead and check out these other videos that have probably been up for a little while whenever you want. These are the other two videos I did for 250 subscribers. So once again, I know it's a million times, but thank you so much. Spray and pray out.